Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about living the harmonious life of success, happiness, and wealth. Now, I ought to first describe that the success, happiness, and wealth is derived from God. Now, I don't mean it's just spiritual, fluffy kind of stuff that's not tangible. I mean in real success in this life, real happiness right here and now, real wealth right here and now. So don't misunderstand. Because a lot of times people will talk fluffy things and feel good stuff, but it has no practical application to today. But many times it's all they have to offer because they don't have in their own lives any kind of happiness, any kind of success, any kind of wealth. They never have. Now, it doesn't matter where you're coming from, what level you're at, you can improve your lot in life. Actually, calling it a lot in life really probably isn't the best way of wording it, because it's something you choose, and it is the position you're in by a series of choices you've made over the years that got you to where you are. You can point to other people and blame them for certain problems in your life, but the reality is somewhere down the line you allowed those people into your life, or somewhere down the line you allow situations to where other people's choices could affect you. At some point, you take responsibility for that. And that's where you can come in and make your life the best by living a harmonious life. Now, you do this by following Philippians 4:8, like I always say, and focusing on and thinking about those things that are lovely and of good report. When you get into harmony with the things of God, focused on Him, thinking about His goodness, and overflowing that to other people, sharing that, blessing other people with that goodness and talking that goodness, it puts you into harmony with the creation, the universe that God's created, and His laws start to work in your favor. So many people are like the scripture talks about, where they're fighting against God. So many people are fighting against God. He's blessing, He's sending blessing, He has blessed them, and yet they aren't receiving because they refuse to be in harmony with it. And vibration is very real. If you read my book, Good Vibes, I talk in there about all kinds of issues dealing with vibration and explain to you about how vibration works. And this is one of the things that's very important. When you're in harmony with God, you're vibrating in union with Him. His goodness and blessing just freely flows into your life. But when you're in discord, you're disjoined and separating yourself from God, He's not the one leaving, you're the one doing your own thing, worrying about stuff, being anxious, fretting over things, being angry about stuff, talking about negativity, listening to the world and all its problems and negativity. That's a choice you make. You don't have to think about a single one of those things. You have a care, you cast your care upon Him, for He careth for you. You have some sort of worry, you take up Jesus' command, and you take no thought. You have no worry, you have no anxiety for the things of the world, the cares of the world. You take no thought for tomorrow. Doesn't mean you don't think, it means you don't be worried or anxious about tomorrow. You know God's going to work everything out in your good, and you start focusing on the good. You don't allow that negativity to rob you of your peace and harmony with God. That precious union with Him. And you redirect your mind to focus on things that are good, things that are lovely, things that are joyful and peaceful and happy and virtuous and praiseworthy. Those are the things you think about. Those positive things, those uplifting things, those edifying things, those high vibration things, those are what you are constantly and consistently focused on each and every day. And as you do that, you're walking in harmony with God, in union with Him. And you are attracting things that are in harmony with that vibrational state that you're in, that good vibrational state. You can't attract the negative things. You can't attract the bad people and the problems of the world when you're in that harmony, that harmonious state of being, of vibrating. But it's a choice you make, and it has to be consistent. Everything essentially boils down to seed time and harvest. You plant a seed, there may be a germination period, but you will get a harvest if everything else is done correctly. But so many people, they get into positivity, they think a few positive thoughts here and there, but most of their day spent in negativity, and they wonder and say, oh, it doesn't work. But no one would say that with a seed in the ground. I planted that seed 2 minutes ago, it doesn't work. I don't have a harvest yet. You would think they were a fool. But people act the same way with positivity. Well, I tried it for a day. Meanwhile, that day was half of the time was them battling negative thoughts, and they had very few positive thoughts. They claim that as some sort of positive day of theirs, and they say, well, it didn't work for them. You have to be in harmony, in a constant vibrational state that is high and positive. Understand that it may take you a while to get to that point. That's all right. Don't spend a single second in negativity being negative about yourself being negative. That's just self-sabotage. You just keep moving forward and keep progressing and keep getting better each and every day. And it doesn't have to be 100% positive. It should, but it doesn't have to be. You just get consistent enough. You've planted enough seeds. You water those seeds. You've tended to them. You're going to get the harvest. But you're only going to get that harvest when you're in harmony with God, when you're walking in union with Him, when you're vibrating in the highest vibrational state that you can by being positive. And I know people like to shun positivity today. They like to say it doesn't matter, it doesn't work. For them, of course it doesn't, because they're negative people. I've never met one person that shuns positivity who is a positive, upbeat person and has a life that is worth emulating. They're all negative, nasty. They generally speak forth profane and vain babblings. They don't know God very often. How could they? They're just drowning in negativity and they want it to not be true. So they come against it. But my friend, that's not you. Don't listen to people telling you, you don't have to be positive. You got to be real. Get rid of that nonsense. Focus on the good. Follow Philippians 4:8. Be that person of character and substance who, if there's a worry coming up, you cast your care upon the Lord. Don't spend a single second worrying about it. Why? That's not your job. Give it to Him. He cares for you. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about what might happen in the future. Just be positive. Be in that high vibrational state. Be in harmony with God, and you will start living a life that is a harmonious life of success, happiness, and wealth. But it's up to you. You make the choice. Are you going to focus on the positive things of life? Are you going to focus on the goodness of God? Or are you going to get caught up in the cares of the world? Are you going to get caught up in the blame game, blaming other people for why you're in your position you are in life? Whether it's the government, the world, your neighbors, your children. I saw one person recently saying they can't do positive thinking. They can't speak positive. They can't do affirmations. They can't do visualization because their kid's driving them crazy. And they went this long diatribe about how their kid was and how they couldn't get any peace. Meanwhile, that's a choice of their own making, because while they said that, which isn't true in the first place, the kid sleeps for 8 to 9 hours a day. Why aren't they doing the visualization, affirmations, and things during that time? But instead, because they can't dare sacrifice a second of their own time, they're complaining about their child to a public forum of people, which is shameful in and of itself. Not realizing that that lack of harmony they're in, and the excuse making, and the blame, is keeping them in that exact position they're in right now, and is going to continue the same way forever until they make some changes in their mentality. They change their vibrational state. They start focusing on the beauty of their son and whatever is good in his life. Maybe they start giving him more attention so he's not seeming to be such a interrupter of their lives. Maybe bring him into the situation, bring him into the affirmations, let it be something they do together. The visualization is something they do together. But that was never a thought because she couldn't dare take any responsibility for herself. If you want to live that harmonious life, you have to be the person that takes responsibility for your own life. Here and now. You can't blame other people, can't blame the world, you can't even blame the devil. You certainly can't blame God, no matter how many churches tell you to blame him or that everything is his fault or whatever nonsense they say. Take responsibility for the thoughts you've been thinking, the attitude you've been having, the vibrational state that you've been in. That's getting the result you're seeing in life. That is why you have the issues of life that you have. Correct that, focus on the good, live in harmony with God, and you, my friend, will live a harmonious life of success, happiness, and wealth. I pray this was a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.